ECOWAS thinks that this program is very important because it's the implementation of a strategy that we have in order to empower youth in various sectors, particularly agro, silvopastoral, and agriculture. So we at the Department of Economic Affairs and Agriculture thought about this practical training in order for the youth to be empowered, in order to align with the vision of end poverty and end of hunger.
The terms of reference we had with ECOWAS was to train the youth because we aligned this program to our state big vision. It becomes handy because in the state we have determined to produce 51 million kg per annum of table fish to be self-sufficient. The table fish production is a segment, and what it means is that each of the segments in the value chain represents an investment window into the fish business. So table fish is a focused way of producing fish, and it is targeted at producing fish for eating, for human consumption. So we prepared these young people to form cooperatives. As we speak now, they all have their certificates of the cooperatives. So the business groups that we use for training transformed to become cooperative, registered cooperatives.
The idea is for each of the business group to practically go through the actual process of producing 0.5 kg output size of table catfish or tilapia fish. In this case, catfish was provided and based on established knowledge and historical data from the use of temporary system. A seed fish or fingerling weighing 10 grams as stocking point will attain 500 grams weight, referred to as target output or harvest weight, in about 4 months, that is 12 to 16 weeks, according to the aquaculture condition involving diligence and proficiency in feeding, grading and water management operations. While the fish is in the process of growing to the target output weight, it is referred to as inventory in business production terms. The aim of the production business is to translate the inventory into throughput with minimal operating expenses. For context, throughput is a term used to describe the rate at which a company produces or processes its products or services. The goal behind measuring the throughput concept is often to identify and minimize the weakest links in the production process. Inventory refers to all the items, goods, merchandise and materials held by a business for selling in the market to earn a profit. The purpose of the inventory is to provide a buffer between production and sales, smoothing out the flow of goods and ensuring that products are available when customers order them. To achieve this goal, companies or corporate organizations must carefully manage their inventory levels, investing in an appropriate system if necessary, like the temporary fish business operating system in this case. There are 4 different top-level inventory types: raw materials, work in progress, WIP, merchandise and supplies, and finished goods. These 4 main categories help businesses classify and track items that are in stock or that they might need in the future. Again, in this case, it is table fish. While an operating expense is an expense that a business incurs through its normal business operations, often abbreviated as OPEX. Operating expenses include rent, equipment, inventory costs, marketing, payroll, insurance, staff costs, and funds allocated for research and development. In other words, operating expenses are the costs that a company must make to perform its operational activities. For example, salary or wages paid to full-time staff are considered operating expenses, whereas the cost of hiring labor and outside wage payments for producing a product is calculated under cost of goods sold. Each table fish production business group was assigned 4 fish production tanks to practically execute the table fish production business operation. The tanks were numbered from White Tank 01 to White Tank 24, coded WT01 to WT24 and assigned as follows. Business Group A, WT01, WT02, WT03 and WT04. Business Group B, WT05, WT06, WT07 and WT08. Business Group C, WT09, WT10, WT11 and WT12. Business Group D, WT13, WT14, WT15 and WT16. Business Group E, WT17, WT18, WT19 and WT20. Business Group F, WT21, WT22, WT23 and WT24. Each trainee wears programmed to practically experience the following: stocking of seed fish, and in this case it wears fingerlings. First stocking, 15.7 grams for Business Group A, 15.8 grams for Business Group B, 14.9 grams for Business Group C, 15.3 grams for Business Group D, 15.5 grams for Business Group E, and 15.4 grams for Business Group F. By the way, this is what could be sourced as a result of coordination in the input production segment of the value chain and the possible supplies as at the time of the need. This highlights and throws up a key value chain development challenge and an existing bottleneck and weakness which FABDA is actively addressing. This is being dealt with in the Anambra State Fisheries and Aquaculture Value Chain Innovation Platform (AVCI) by promoting the formation of focused seed fish and fingerlings production cooperatives to be ever ready with supplies to resolve the bottleneck and weakness in the chain. Another great opportunity for youth development and employability. 2. Feeding of the stocked fish according to the production operations plan. Grading of the fish for efficient feeding and optimized growth. Water management strategies for optimal production performance. Real-time production data logging to help swift production management decisions. Production performance reviews based on the real-time production data and harvest of the produced table fish when due in order of the program throughput.
Temporary production system is a computer operating system and as well a production system for fish. It involves using a systematic approach, sequential approach, procedural approach, protocols to produce fish. And the essence of all these protocol, procedure, processes and all that is its precision and accuracy. And this precision translates to lots of profit.
The trainees were led through the process of planning the table fish production business with the 10 Pro's of fish production business system. The business groups performed the stocking tasks in 4 successive weeks but continued the grading tasks beyond the 4 weeks.
Since we started this program, it has been about new things being introduced to us. We are learning them sequentially. There is no week that passes without having a fresh knowledge we have not had before. So the training is fortified with information. We are in WhatsApp group, and in that WhatsApp group we give updates every day. We place the updates, we post the updates every day on the platform. So those that are not around will go through. If there is necessary question, they will ask. Those that are on the ground will answer them. So this is how we have been communicating with each other. Like now, we are giving 4 tanks, and we are expected to rear them, to grow them to table size, then before harvesting.
Ideally, starting a table fish production business begins with noting the idea and then progressing to developing it to become a business concept, from where a feasibility survey and tests are conducted. And if the result turns out positive, it becomes open for full-blown business plan development. The business groups were led to implement the table fish production plan with the following parameters. 1. Target output weight 500 gram, that is 0.5 kg. Input specification, minimum of 10 grams weight of fish. Throughput, 100 kg of table fish per month. And 4th, a set of production tanks with capacity of 1,000 liters or 1 cubic meter each. At the end of the table fish production business training, the youths were made to make presentations of the performance of their table fish production businesses according to the business groups, and a panel of industry players and the Value Chain Development Partnership Center representatives evaluated them and provided important and valuable feedbacks.
This is the translation of our strategy. Strategy is good on paper, implementing is even better. And that's why I would like to thank you who have made the travel with us to see for yourself what ECOWAS is doing on a daily basis to improve the living conditions of its population.
What I've seen here is a more organized way of fishing and a more scientific way of fishing. And I've also seen that production, churning out of fish, can be done even on a monthly basis in this small space. Great number. What people were doing is what I call subsistence fishing. But here, in a very well-organized environment, they're able to produce hundreds of kilograms of fish, healthy fish as I may describe it. And that's why the state government is choosing this agency to see how much we can do in the fish production industry.
Excursions were organized for the youths to visit some key fish business locations comprising table fish production farms, frozen fish merchandise business, gold belly fish at Mgbakwu, and superstore outlets Zara stores at Awka. These locations provided exposures to A. Practical fish production farm setting, B. Frozen fish merchandising business, C. Marketing, sales and retail outlets for the produced and frozen catfish. Currently, the graduating youth have formed at least 7 table fish production cooperatives and 1 fish products training cooperative accordingly to properly launch into the startup fish businesses following the cooperative education workshop organized by FABDA in conjunction with the Ministry of Industry, Anambra State. FABDA has designed the next levels of this ECOWAS Youth Training Program to run in various models of clusters, as well as franchises to align and plunge the functional table fish production cooperatives and corporate entities into participating in generating the table fish production target already set by the state to meet self-sufficiency, industrial uses, and export, etc.
This is the best training that I've ever been to. It was not just coming into class and they would just be talking. We actually practicalized the whole thing. Me that I'm not from Mgbakwu, but I stayed in this Mgbakwu for 1 month plus before this particular training. And it was a very wonderful training to me. I learned so many things. Being somebody that is not into table fish production, and though I saw people that are doing it, I don't know that to produce fish is as big as this. But coming into here, I learned so many things. I know so many things. I learn and everything, the whole experience from stocking the fish, grading, feeding, and all that. It was a wonderful experience and I love it. Already been grouped into cooperative. We've already gotten our site that we will use for the production of fish. So this training is not just after this, we will go our various ways. No, we will continue. And being from cooperative, because financially I might not be able to do it alone for now, but as a cooperator, and we are doing it from there. Once I'm financially buoyant enough to start up, I will start up, and once I start, definitely there will be something different too that will fish me out different from table fishers and table business people.
This program sits well with the Professor Chukwuma Soludo administration's objective for prosperous and livable Anambra State in the areas of economic development through agriculture and youth development. These youths are on their way to becoming fish business tycoons and very important global fish industry players.